the meals.
You're just everybody. You can do that. What the big
Actually 15, really 14 sales floors, and there were others.
Welcome to Senior Break. I am Marie May from Addison Township.
And I'm Dawn Medici with Oxford Township Parks and Recreation. And we have our special guest today, Phil Castonia from Oxford Township Parks and Recreation. And Phil is our new director. So welcome, Phil, to Senior Break.
Welcome, Phil.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Happy to be here.
Yeah. Well, we're happy to have you. And why don't you tell us a little bit about how you became our director here at Oxford? And
Sure.
A little bit about your background.
So I started in the Parks and Rec field, and I was an intern with Oakland County Parks, and I actually met Ron Davis, the previous director, while I was doing that, and we had a conversation, and he had told me, if he had ever had an opening, he'd love to hire me to come up here. So I actually started working for Oxford Township Parks and Rec back in 2003. Stayed through 2006, and then got an opportunity to go back to Oakland County, and I was there for until I was hired back here. So I was hired last year to replace Ron when he retired. Happy to be the director here. Family and I have lived here for the past 11, 12 years, so we are happy to be in the community and happy to be part of the department. So. Yeah.
And we are really happy to have you as our new director. I'm really looking forward to seeing what direction our department goes in over the course of the next few years under your reign, and I'm really excited to be a part of your team. So.
And this is such a good community to be in, too.
Yes.
Oxford's great.
Yes.
Yeah, it was an easy choice. Oxford's home for us now, so I mean, this is where we are raising our family and children, and part of the schools. It is a fabulous community, and we're happy to be part of it on a bigger level now. So.
Yeah. That's great. Mm-hmm. So this last year, I believe a grant was written for a farmer's market. And so we have Phil here today to share with us about the farmer's market that we'll have here in Seymour Lake Township Park. And so why don't you give us some background on how the farmer's market came about and what we have to look forward to.
Sure. So I'm the fortunate part. I get to make this a reality. The idea and concept were in motion before I even started. So Ron Davis and then CJ Carnicchio from the township worked together on a new grant program that Oakland County Parks had put together. Last year was the first year for a grant program, and they put together a grant application for a new farmer's market because of the continued interest and need for the area for a facility for a farmer's market. So this is a 40 by 100 pavilion. It was originally scheduled to be an open air pavilion, open on all four sides. We did make a change to the design and put a back wall on it. For those not familiar with Seymour Lake Park, it can get pretty cool and breezy out here. So we put a back wall to protect the vendors and patrons from that Seymour Lake Park breeze that's always out here.
Yes.
So that was, grant was put in, and we were awarded that last year, and being the efficient operators they just had the ball in motion when I started, and then we broke ground this fall and got everything put in, the cement in, the new pavilion. We moved the basketball courts that were originally there out to the back of the park, put a new circle drive in for vendors to do drop off. We have 4 ADA parking spots with a sidewalk connecting to it.
That's great.
So that pavilion is complete and is going to be ready to be open for a farmer's market this spring.
Right.
And that will be open to the public?
Yes.
To come and buy your fruits and vegetables?
Yep.
Oh, great.
So
great.
where we are at with that now is we are still in the planning phases of getting the operation up and running. What we do have set is the opening day of May 13th. The market will run on Saturdays from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. That will run every Saturday through the end of October, pending we have enough vendors who are having a product to sell. So we have it designed for 20 booth spaces, which is, it will be a smaller market. We have over 67 interested vendors right now who are interested in selling with us.
Now, if one of those 67 have not expressed interest, how should they get in contact, or who should they contact to say that they're interested in joining the farmers market?
So we do have a link out there, a QR code through our Facebook page.
Okay.
Probably the easiest way to contact us now is our email address is farmersmarket@oxparkrec.org. That goes directly to our market manager, Tim Davids,
Okay.
who we have hired, who comes to us with 5 years experience running another farmer's market. So we do have an experienced market manager operating this for us. He is going through that interested vendors list right now and contacting vendors.
Okay.
Right now our focus is on producer-only vendors, people who are producing the produce, the flowers, the honey, the maple syrup, those types of things.
Okay.
We do have a very strong interest in what I'm saying, the craft and artisan market.
All right. Yeah.
We will have space for them. It probably will not be on Saturday mornings, but we will expand the market days and times in the near future to accommodate the heavy demand of the vendors. So we want to really focus on this true farmers market on Saturday mornings, get that up and running, kind of work out the bugs. This is a new process for us all.
Right.
And that's why it was critical to get a staff on board who's done this before.
Right.
And make sure there's a lot of rules, regulations that go into being a vendor. So,
And so is there a certain criteria to be a vendor then, like with the health department? I mean, are there certain things that they have to have knowledge in order to be a vendor,
Yeah.
or someone that's a neighbor that's got a garden that has product that they would like to sell?
so depending on what they're selling, there is. I mean,
Okay.
there's what they call cottage food law, which does allow people to do things out of their house and sell them, but there is limitations on what that is. And then there are other items that must be done in a commercial kitchen that is
All right.
regulated by the health department.
Gotcha.
So we did do a training on that a couple weeks ago. We do have a number of informational links and flyers on that we can send out, or we're more than happy to do another class if we have an interested group of people, because there is a lot that goes into that. And our market master is versed in that, so conversations with the market master can help figure out what they need as well.
Great.
I'm excited about it.
Yeah, I am
I
too.
can't wait to go shopping for fresh fruits and vegetables.
And it has to be produced, so I mean, it will be very seasonal based on what is able to be produced in this area. We won't have product coming in from out of the area. It will be
Right.
locally produced, and we are definitely giving preferred space to Oxford-based vendors and businesses. That's,
Right.
we talk about this community, that's how we want to start this.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah,
Right.
that's good.
Well, good.
Yeah.
Well, when you enter Seymour Lake Township Park, where can you find the farmers market?
So this was a great design, great location. As soon as you pull into the park, you can't miss the pavilion. It's a beautiful blue roofed structure that's just past the four-way stop when you enter the park.
Okay.
It'll be on your right-hand side. Vendors will have a circle drive to load and unload their product at the beginning and end of the day. We're asking patrons to use the parking lot adjacent to the tennis courts. So when they get to that four-way stop, the first right will be the vendor patron parking. And we do have some plans if we get big enough that we have some space in the grass along the softball fields that we can put additional canopies up, and grow the market vendor base. So.
All right.
So is this pavilion strictly for the use of sale of fruits and vegetables, or do you do other things with the pavilion when you're not selling fruits and?
So right now, it'll just be a Saturday market,
Okay.
but it is designed and able to be used for multiple things.
Oh.
We've got interest in flea markets, interested in artisan days.
Oh, nice.
It can be used for just about anything because it is wide open underneath. There is no structure in the middle, so it is a wide open space. Potentially could be rented out in the future. We don't have design plans for that yet, but it could be. It is a multi-use, and
that's
it's
good.
there. So we want to utilize it as much as possible.
Sure.
So.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
Really
All
good.
right, so we're going to take a break, and when we come back, we're going to talk to Phil about the name of the farmers market. back to senior break. Before the break, we were talking about the vendors that can participate in the farmers market, and we had a couple more questions for you, Phil. What would be an identifier in Seymour Lake Park as far as where we were talking about the location of the farmers market? Is there an identifier that people that come out to the park would know and would be able to recognize it right away?
Sure, yeah. I mean, obviously our signature playground, Kids Kingdom, is right there past our administrative office and community room and senior center. So right across the street from Kids Kingdom, we actually we have additional speed bumps. We're putting in a crosswalk there because that's where the bathrooms are. So it will be accessible from the farmers market to cross into Kids Kingdom and over to the bathrooms.
Okay.
And for the vendors, do they work their own booths, or do they need people, or are they hiring?
Yeah, so the vendors will come, we're providing the space. The vendors will pay a $25 fee for their booth. Again, the market's 9 to 2 on Saturdays, so they will come with their own table, their own chair, their own staff. Our market master is kind of the coordinator of the layouts and assigning booths and collecting payments. So as people get on this interested vendors list, they go off that list, or if people contact them through the email address, Market Master Tim will work directly with each vendor, and he's laying out a schedule of vendors.
Okay.
So they don't have to come to the Parks and Rec office to sign up. They don't have to pay there. He will work with them individually and collect payment on site from the vendors, just making it a smooth cash transaction and nothing ahead of time that they have to do.
Okay.
So he will be working with them on the schedule.
Okay.
So.
And are you open whether it rains or shines?
Yes, yep, rain or shine, every Saturday 9 to 2. Because it is covered, we should be pretty well protected. And then we're going to hope to carry this as long as we can into October. And idea I do have, we're still trying to work out the details. I'd love to have some type of holiday greenery shop in December with
that'd be nice.
greenery, gray blankets, poinsettias,
Yes.
that type of thing. So.
Okay.
Now, you had mentioned that Master Tim will be in contact with all of those vendors that are interested, and that there is a cost or a fee to participate.
Correct.
What's that cost?
Yeah, so it's $25 for the booth each week. We are not doing seasonal signups. It is going to be a week to week.
Okay.
Some vendors may get 1 out of 4 weeks for the month. Some may get all 4. We're really working individually with each vendor, and we want to make sure we have a cross representation of vendors, so we don't have 6 honey vendors.
Right.
So it is a very detailed process to schedule vendors and make sure we have a cross representation of vendors. That's why it's not a free-for-all. That's why the market master does a lot of behind-the-scenes legwork and interviewing and talking with these vendors. There will be an actual application the vendors will have to complete, so they understand the rules and regulations of the market and understand what they're committing to. But we don't do a seasonal sign-up because it's our first year, it's an unknown.
Right.
We have a lot of interest. We don't want to punish a vendor who may only have a product that is seasonal and can only sell for a couple weeks.
Right. So it's really going to be trial and error for us too out here this
Absolutely,
year with
yeah.
the farmers market,
Yeah.
and we'll learn as we go, and it will just get bigger and better.
Yeah,
as we go.
there's definitely a huge amount of interest, both from the vendor
Right.
community and the public.
Yes.
And we're fortunate, the first few weeks in May, it'll be extremely busy out here. We have soccer and baseball and softball in
Yes.
full swing. So this park was already hopping, and now with the addition of this, it'll be a crazy few weeks here in
Yes.
March and June as the market kicks off with
Yeah.
the excitement. So.
Right.
And will the vendors supply bags for the groceries, or?
It'll be vendor dependent. Some vendors do provide a plastic bag. We always recommend in most farmers market, patrons are good about bringing a recyclable or a reusable bag.
Okay.
Right.
We suggest bringing a bag right now.
Okay.
Potentially a sponsorship opportunity in the future.
Yeah,
So.
yeah.
All right. So the farmers market has a name. Tell us about that.
Yeah, so we actually haven't even covered that. So it is officially the Davis Family Farmers Market. That is named after Ron Davis and his entire family. Ron, as you know, was the previous director, and his impact on this community is way beyond this one pavilion. But
Right.
this was a way that the Parks and Recreation Commission felt they could honor not only Ron, but his family and the sacrifices they gave to him and the department over his 27 years being here. This was really a vision that he started with, and I was just fortunate to be able to carry it out and see the reality, but it was just a no-brainer to name it after Ron and his family. So the sign is up, Davis Family Farmers Market. That's what it will be and always go by. We are thinking, we didn't mention, is we are doing a ribbon cutting that first May 13th. The market opens at 9. We're going to do a ribbon cutting to officially open the market. And then we are going to do a dedication for Ron and his family as well to give them the honor they deserve. So.
Okay. Well, great.
That's really nice.
And I also understand that we have one of our businesses in town that's helped supporting the market as a sponsor. Can you tell us about
correct.
that
So
sponsor?
Genesis Credit Union, has been a true partner with the Parks and Recreation Department for many, many years. And when they found out about this facility, they actually approached us and wanted to be involved. So they are going to be one of our major sponsors for this. They've already committed to that, and we can't thank them enough for their support and understanding of what this means to the community, and their financial support will help make this more a reality and give us some amenities that will benefit the market. So,
Well, great. And you were saying that in May, when the market opens, the park is going to be busy. Going into June, the Parks and Rec Department has another big activity going on. Can you tell us a little bit about that celebration that we'll be having out in the park? And will the market also be open that day so that when people come in, they could check out the market?
yeah, absolutely. So yes, Seymour Celebration is our flagship special event. For any of you who have not been there, you can't miss it. It's a great time. Live entertainment, carnival, and obviously the highlight is fireworks both Friday and Saturday night. That is June 9th and 10th, I believe is a Friday, Saturday. Fireworks both nights, great show. Again, generous sponsors with that. We have Meyer of Oxford, we have Genesis again, who is a major sponsor helping to bring that as a reality. Skirbick Family Carnival is back again. We will have a large variety of rides with them. We will have live music both Friday and Saturday. Great family event, free parking all weekend. And the farmers market will be open that Saturday morning. So,
right. So if you want to make a big day, full day out on Saturday, you can come in for the farmers market, enjoy the carnival, and then stay that evening for entertainment and fireworks. So, yes,
Nice weekend.
it'll be a nice weekend. So we like to thank you, Phil, for stopping in today and chatting with us and telling us about the farmers market and
Lots of good information.
absolutely.
Something
I
we really
appreciate you
need.
having me here. It was great to be here and share the information. And we're extremely excited to have the Davis Family Farmers Market kick off again Saturday, May 13th, 9 a.m. Hope to see you there.
Yeah. All right. And again, if you're interested in being a vendor and would like more information, please email farmersmarket@oxparkrec.org, and our Master Tim will get back in contact with you and see if you can join in on our excitement out here at the park. So, well, thank you again,
Hey,
Phil.
Thank you, Phil.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
All right.
Good information.
All right, when we come back, Marie and I will share with you what we have up and coming in the month of the rest of
May.
April and
May, yeah.
in May. So we'll be right back.
Hi, I'm Dr. Shelley Flace with today's tip for kids from the American Academy of Pediatrics. How often does your child say, "I'm thirsty"? For kids, what they drink can be almost as important as what they eat in terms of a healthy diet. I recommend milk with most meals and water in between. A small amount of 100% juice once a day is okay, but save sugary beverages for special occasions. For more information about nutrition, visit healthychildren.org or talk with your pediatrician.
Welcome back to Senior Break. Thank you again to Phil Castonia, Director of Oxford Township Parks and Recreation. It was really great to hear about the farmers market.
Yes, good information, and I'm excited to shop there.
Yes, I am too.
Because fresh is so good.
I love to see how our community is growing too. So it'll really bring together those vendors in our community.
Yes, they'll support each other.
And support each other, yes.
Yes, they will. They
Right.
will.
Yes.
And
So-
it'll be a good day just to get out.
Yes.
You know, our seniors, you know, they can buy what they want, but they can also walk around.
Right, there'll be
See
baseball
people.
games on, soccer games, or just the playground
Yeah.
if they just want to go sit on a bench
Yes.
and just watch the kids play. It can be, a really good active activity for our seniors.
Do you know, and I might be asking this too early, will there be food vendors? So if they come out for the day, will they be able to buy a hot dog, or should they bring a sandwich?
I would say at this point, pack a lunch.
Okay.
If some of our softball or the soccer games are going on, we do have concessions that
Oh.
may be open.
Okay.
As far as at the market, if there's going to be any food vendors to actually like sell food at this point, I don't know. We should
Okay.
have. That would have been a great question for
Yeah,
Phil.
yeah.
So I'll have to ask Phil that question, and then we'll have to get back with you
I
maybe
was-
the next.
I was
show.
thinking if they stayed a little bit longer than
Right.
just to shop,
Sure.
you know, that way they could walk around. But yeah,
Yeah.
bring a sandwich.
Yeah, pack a lunch and
Pack a
then
lunch.
spend your morning or afternoon out here in the park. So
Nice
Phil
day.
also mentioned Seymour Celebration,
Yes.
which is going to be June 8th through the 11th out in Seymour Lake Township Park.
And a car show, you said there would be?
Yes, we're going to kick off on Thursday, June the 8th with a classic car cruise. There's no sign up ahead of time. You
Oh.
just show up with your classic car.
Oh, okay.
We'll park up here in our main lot by the senior center. We'll have a cookout, so we'll have hot dogs and hamburgers with
Okay.
with chips and a drink, pop or water for purchase.
Okay.
And it doesn't cost anything to participate in the show. We'll probably have a 50-50. But the idea for this classic car cruise is to bring in those classic cars, show off your classic cars.
They love to show them off.
Yep. To help kick off our Seymour celebration, which
Okay.
is our 15th annual celebration.
Do you have the time the car show starts
Yes.
on there?
4 p.m.
4 p.m. Okay,
Yep.
on the
4
8th.
p.m. to 8 p.m.
On the 8th.
on the 8th of
Okay.
June. And it's also to help raise funds for the Oxford Community Garden. So
Oh,
any
okay.
of the food or 50-50, all of those proceeds will go to the community garden.
And that
So,
garden is a separate thing than,
the farmer's market.
farmer's
yeah.
market,
So they're two
just so we know.
Yep,
Yes.
two separate. So the community garden is in the back part of Seymour Lake Township
Mm-hmm.
Park. The garden, we were able to start this garden with a grant back in 2020.
and volunteers help there. They always
Yep.
need help.
Right, volunteers help
to,
with the
to
garden.
maintain that garden.
Yep,
And then
yep.
that food is given away.
Yes, the food is given back to our community, to our free meals program, as well as to seniors in the community, whether it's Meals on Wheels or Hope Senior Apartment or anyone that comes in that we get in contact with that is in need of some fresh product. We will donate that and
Yeah.
give it back to the community.
Yeah.
So.
So many good things happening.
Yes, it is. So I had somebody ask yesterday, the proceeds from the fundraiser, what will those be used for? Well, it's really to help maintain the garden with tools and equipment. Right now, we don't have a lot of equipment for the size of our garden. It's like by 100 by 40. And we have a park maintenance employee that has a garden of his own about the same size and has been bringing his own equipment in for us to use to maintain the garden. So
That's how nice the community binds
Yes.
together to help each other.
yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's really good.
So by having a classic car cruise, or we calling it Cruising Down Seymour, those funds will help us purchase the equipment and the tools that we need to continue the garden in years to come. So, yes,
Such good causes.
it is.
Good
It
causes.
is.
Yep.
So, what's new in your center?
In Addison, well, we have our exercise programs. They're called different names. And I'm learning more about them myself, but they're just good for the body.
Right.
They're good for the body. And we've also been getting people, seniors out there that just want to talk. They just want somebody to talk to.
Right.
And that's been happening a lot lately, and it's a great thing. Come out for coffee, come out, for yesterday we had a holiday party, which turned out very well.
Oh, nice.
And there were new seniors that came to that, and they got to meet each other.
Very
Just
nice.
just very nice.
Right.
Yeah.
Because not just if they're coming also out for the exercise or for your events,
Yes.
it's a way for them just to move a little bit
Yes.
and and their mind, right? To
Yes.
stimulate.
And I don't know
Their
if it's
brain.
the weather, but there's been a few that have been a little depressed. So, and then once they come out and talk to the other people and see that they might be going through the same thing,
Right.
or they might not, but they just come out and talk to them, they leave with a better feeling.
Right.
Like,
Yes.
I'm not alone in this. This has happened to other seniors before too, and
Right.
it'll pass.
Right.
It'll pass. So it's just good to get out and meet each other, make friends. It's so
Yes.
important that seniors make friends.
Yep. So, and if you're not interested in actually participating in the activity, just come. Just come out, sit back, listen, meet people, have a cup of coffee, glass of water, something, and just sit back and enjoy what's going on in our centers.
Another thing, I remind seniors all the time, please sign up for NOTA ahead of time. That's the North Oakland Transportation.
Right.
Because I've had a few seniors call me this week and say, I need transportation tomorrow. You have to be in their system.
Right.
So please and all that is fill out the paperwork, call NOTA, get the paperwork, get it back to them. Then if you need them in a month or 2 months, you're already in the system, then they can sign you up for the day you need to go and where you need to go to. So please, that's important.
Right. And it's fairly inexpensive. It's if you're traveling within Oxford, it's $1 each way. If you're traveling in Oxford, Addison, and Orion, it's $1 each way. If you're going outside of those areas, it's $2. So it's pretty affordable for our community members to utilize. And you should take advantage of it and utilize that service.
And they're very good. They pick you up on time. They help you get into some were worried about getting into the bus or well, it's a bus.
Yeah.
And they help you. They're great people.
They are. They're
Okay.
very good. So
Okay.
if you need additional information about NOTA, you can contact them at 248-693-7100 or on their website at notaride.org. All right? And like Marie mentioned, there is paperwork that needs to be completed.
Yes.
So please give yourself ample time to complete that application and get it turned back in to NOTA so that they can get you on their schedule and accommodate your needs. So, right?
Yes.
Okay.
It's a great thing.
Right. So we have a few things coming up in the end of April and May for some special guests. We talked about maybe having the fire chief out.
Yeah, we're going to have somebody from the fire department come out to Addison and just show us what to do if one of our loved ones has a heart attack at home.
Right.
So that's coming up, and we'll have a special at the center.
Okay.
Right in Addison, and that probably will be June.
Okay.
But we'll have them on here to talk about it.
Yeah. And then also we'll have Dan Gar's going to be our guest, and I believe sometime in May from Health Quest, and talk about some physical therapy and some activities that you can do in your home. So
so a lot to look forward to.
Yeah. So please stay tuned, and we wish you all a blessed and happy Easter.
Happy springtime.
And happy spring.
This week kicks it off, I think.
Yeah. All right. We'll see you next time.
Bye-bye.